This article is about the missile. For information on the aircraft, see CASA C-101. The C-101, FL-2, is a supersonic anti-ship missile that can be launched from air, ship, and shore. The ship-launched version C-101 and the air-launched version YJ-1 both have integrated fire control system to meet the tight space requirement on board ships and aircraft, where the coastal defense version FL-2 has a distributed fire control system, where power, radar, and operator consoles are located separately to reduce the possible damage from enemy attacks. This is a practice commonly adopted by other Chinese missiles such as silkworm missiles. The development of C-101 missiles started in the late 1970s, and production began in the mid-1990s, as part of the replacement of the obsolete Hai-2/CSSN-2 missiles. The Chinese Navy tested the C-101 anti-ship missile on the Hoku-class missile boat, and Huan-class missile boat are being fitted with 4 C-101 launch tubes, while smaller classes carry 2 launch tubes. Cruising at an altitude below 50 meters, the missile dives about 3 kilometers away from the target to 5 meters above the sea level and then dive to attack, impacting just above the waterline. The C-101 anti-ship missile has a lower speed and higher cruise altitude than larger and more potent supersonic anti-ship missiles such as the SSN-22, and thus is relatively prone to interception in comparison to the SSN-22, but this drawback is partially made up by its smaller radar cross-section and lower infrared signature. The same advantages are retained when compared to the subsonic silkworm missiles, which also have higher cruise altitude and lower speed in comparison to C-101. As a result, the C-101 saw wider service in Chinese armed forces than its larger cousin C-301, mainly as a stopgap measure for the Air Force until the newer supersonic missile such as the Russian Kh-31 becomes widely available, and as an upgrade for older missile boats such as the Hiku class to replace the original silkworm missiles on board. Although Chinese claim that other type of seekers such as infrared imaging and television seekers have been successfully developed, the status is rather uncertain due to the availability of newer anti-ship missiles. According to Chinese military enthusiasts, the upgraded C-101 with the latest improvements is reportedly designated as YJ-16.